So last month, iDubbbz and Aniza went on their secret Patreon podcast in order to complain about my year-old video on them. Obviously, that didn't go too well for them because somebody found the Patreon podcast, sent me some clips of it, which prompted me to sub to their Patreon, check out the full thing, and do a reaction on my other channel. Which is why it's baffling that a month later, Aniza complained about me again on her Twitch stream, deleting the Twitch VOD where she made the comments quickly after, which is understandable considering how she acted in the clip. It got posted to Twitter and shared to me by Beazle Bumbleman, who captions the clip by saying, Aniza goes after Boblax in the commentary community. She's been unleashed!
This in the Patreon podcast. This person's lawyer, the Shakedown lawyer, used a commentary video, okay, that insinuated, I have to be very careful with my words here because this person will say technically they didn't say that, insinuated that we pocketed money. Insinuated that we didn't actually lose money, okay? Insinuated that it only costs $100,000 to run an event like this, which is not true, okay? This is in the millions. This event costs in the millions to run. I'm not kidding. It's fucked up, okay? And that all is our responsibility. We took that on because we wanted to do something fun and cool and good for charity and whatever. It is a very expensive event to run. There's a lot that goes on, okay? It's a huge thing. It's a 20,000 seat arena. Anyways, the lawyer used the YouTube video to say that this was proof that we were pocketing money. So the point that I was making with that clip that got taken out of context again, or like he just didn't understand what I was saying, is that we were in a Shakedown lawsuit, and part of the reason why they thought that they could bark up our tree was because commentary YouTubers have no idea what it is to work a normal job, let alone put on a whole event, okay? You have no clue. You don't even know what it's like to clock in and have someone breathe down your neck. So don't tell me how much it costs. $100,000 does not even cost 1/4 of the broadcasting fees. So like, I don't know what crack these like commentary YouTubers are on, but I want some. No, I know. This is going on. I love how I didn't wear makeup today. I look disgusting as shit. But this will go on every and I don't care. I'm at the point. I don't care. I don't care anymore. Because even when we don't say something, they think we're saying something. Do you know what I mean? Oh, thanks, guys. Thank you.
So this Aniza clip started circulating when it was sent to me and I tweeted it out with the caption, Aniza's crazy, holy shit. Someone just DM'd this to me. Aniza, you make up a bunch of things that I insinuated in the video that were never said. Just accept that I didn't say anything wrong in my video and this mess is your fault. Like, how can my video have insinuated you didn't lose money on Creator Clash 2 when it was uploaded before the event? The point of the video was to prove Creator Clash 1 prioritized fighter pay over charity donations. Yet you keep ignoring that and instead complain about me using 200k as a guest for your event costs or Creator Clash 1 over and over again as a scapegoat, cause it's the only part of the video that was pure speculation. I made clear what was and wasn't speculation in the video. It's funny how you act like I'm so fucked up for implying too much, but then completely lie about my video and imply things about my character that aren't true, lol. You are a crazy hypocrite that needs to increase the number of therapy sessions you take. Please, please, please shut the fuck up about me and CCalp. This isn't healthy. Chris the Narc reacts to the clip by saying, she's losing it, laughing my fucking ass off. Dojangles says, prime example as to why you don't have to respond to everyone in chat. The whole discourse around this old shit could die. Kino Casino clip says, why does she look like a 15-year-old boy? The next Aniza clip to get passed around was also from Beazle Bumbleman, who tweeted it out with the caption, she tells the commentary community to get real jobs.
I don't know. I know a lot of them have never worked a real job. I know that for a fact. And if you have, you worked there for a week and you cried and you quit. That's the other thing that a lot of these people assume is that I never worked a real job. Bro, I didn't get on the internet until I was 21. I had to pay for my own I was in college working like a fucking serving job. Okay? I was doing both. I had 4 to 5 classes a semester, and then I would go work a serving job. Okay? And before that, I worked at a pet store and a Dairy Queen. Because I function in society. And then I got lucky, right? I got lucky and I started making money on the internet, so I quit. But I had been working since I was like 12, I'm not even kidding, 12 years old. Because in Canada at the time, I don't know if now, but at the time, if your parents you can sign something, you can work. I worked at a movie theater when I was a kid. But you fuckers that are looking at this right now, I know that you would fucking cry if I said something to you in real life. I know you would cry. How do I know? Because I've done it to one of you fuckers in real life, and you have cried. You cried and apologized to me, and you even said that I made you feel like a bitch. And I'm glad that I did, to be honest. More people should do that to you.
The Quartering responds to the clip by saying, "Why is this greasy dude so worked up? They think working at Applebee's while in college gives them some unique perspective about hard work. This generation is as pathetic as it is greasy." Comment Cop then takes those clips Beazle posted and makes this edit out of it with the caption, "Aniza Jamha is mad at commentary YouTubers, lol."
Commentary YouTubers have no idea what it is to work a normal job, let alone put on a whole event. Okay? You have no clue. You fuckers that are looking at this right now, I know that you would fucking cry if I said something to you in real life. I know you would cry. How do I know? Because I've done it to one of you fuckers in real life, and you have cried. Ian keeps me, this is the truth, okay? Ian keeps me on a leash, okay? And I'm okay with that, because I need to be on a leash. I need to be on a leash, a tight leash, to be honest, because I am unhinged. I feel like more people hate me than Onision. And maybe it's because I'm in it, like I'm seeing it, but that's what it feels like. It feels like I quit college to become the most hated person on YouTube.
Nicholas Diorio responds by saying, "Commentary YouTubers," showing a picture of the argument "You Do OnlyFans" blasting Aniza away. I respond by saying, "She wouldn't last one day in 2020 Onision shoes, lol." Wavy Websurf says, "Or maybe the college dropout Dairy Queen employee shouldn't be responsible for setting up a charity boxing event." Doe Jangles says, "Embarrassing." Froggy Fresh says, "Don't get drunk and stream." Chris the Narc says, "The BPD fit is really selling the mania." Donut Operator says, "You can't make this shit up, lol." Vito quote tweets Comment Cop and says, "Influencer boxing is incredibly cringe and everyone involved in organizing it deserves to be made fun of." Mudahar says, "I don't know why a traditional job is considered like such a cross to bear. To this day, I work a traditional 9 to 5 and run my channel mostly by myself. Even during university, it was a game of time management, part of being a functioning adult." Doe Jangles responds to him with this picture of SpongeBob and says, "Me waiting for my commentary guide to get home from the office." Horror Amarata says, "Too many people aren't taught how to manage their time and filled with the idea that most of their time should be fun." Turkey Tom posts this clip of Aniza with the caption, "When every gas station in a 50-mile radius is out of 6 milligrams of Zens."
I need to be on a leash. I need to be on a leash, a tight leash, to be honest, because I am unhinged.
Brandon Buckingham responds, "Finally, she said what we've all been thinking." Drama Alert posts the clip of Aniza, and some more people react to it, like Think Before You Sleep, who says, "Bowl Cut Machine Gun Kelly is really mad in this video." Adjusted 55 shows this reaction image and says, "I expected iDubbbz to pull more than this." BG responds, "What the fuck is that thing?" Vicho says, "Oh god, there go Yoko Ono yapping about nothing again." A Dose of Buckley reacts to the clip by saying, "I have had a real job, worked for over 20 years, and have assisted my club in putting on several amateur boxing events. None of them lost $250,000. She can give the middle finger as many times as she wants. I will always know more than her about boxing and boxing events." So after witnessing all these negative reactions to her stream, Aniza attempted to explain herself in a stream the next day that also got clipped by Beazle and posted on Twitter with the caption, caption, "Bad news, everybody. Aniza planned on these clips being shared. We fell into her high IQ trap like fools."
You know, it's interesting because when I did the rant that, like, got clipped and shared by, like, a bunch of people, I did that intentionally to be, like, ranty and interesting and eye-catching and, like, I did it with the intention of, like, getting it shared. And it's interesting how, like, how predictable that is, I guess. And it's cool. It makes you feel like, okay, like, this is more predictable than, like, you would imagine that it is.
Big Bungie responds by saying, "Do you think she's trying to attract a new man?" Beazle responds with a picture of Ian and Aniza and says, "I get polycule vibes from them." I quote tweet this Cope clip and say, "Why did she delete the VOD then?" Lorex reacts to the clip with this meme of Aniza flipping off two people, them saying, "Fuck off, retard," and then Aniza saying, "Joke's on them, I was only pretending." Chris the Narc quote tweets Beazle and says, "This is just sad at this point. How do you think this is a win/interesting to do? You just looked like a maniac and everyone got a good laugh out of you." They then continue to talk about this backlash on their podcast that got clipped by Lorex with the caption, "iDubbbz and Aniza talk about her recent meltdown on stream on their podcast, saying it was actually cool and based. I think the going off is good. Who are you going to piss off other than a bunch of incels?"
People are already,
That's great.
I've had 3 streams and I've already pissed off.
Nice.
I don't know. I really went off 2 streams ago.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think it's good. I think the going off is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Who are you gonna piss off other than, like, a bunch of incels? Like,
Yeah.
and people who are just already mad at you.
I know. Yeah, that's kind of. I was like,
It's like,
sorry,
what, like,
whatever.
what are there new people lining up? You know, it's like this Pokimane waiting in the wings. Like,
I really can't help it. But it's cool because I kind of want, when I was successful in streaming, it was because I was pissing people off enough that my clips were circulating.
yeah,
You know, like, that's the meta.
yeah.
Like, when you see a Pokimane clip,
It's
not-
never because she's doing some sweet.
no,
shit.
it's not. And it doesn't mean that she's a bad person.
Yeah.
It's just like when something gets clipped and shared on the
That's what they want out
reality,
of her.
that's
yeah.
what they want. They
Yeah.
want to be mad.
True.
So, like, I mean,
That's a good point. I
That's-
like that.
that's what used to, like, get. I mean, that's how you found me. You were watching, like, a hate
Yeah.
compilation video.
Yeah.
About, so it's your guys' fault.
True.
The hate people.
Don't make hate compilations.
No, because it's your fault that we got
It's a
married.
matchmaking service.
Because you followed me. He was like, "Oh, titty streamer in the hate
Yeah.
compilation." He, like, clicked on it. He was like,
Don't
"Ooh."
mind if I do.
He was like, she's kind of hot, kind of funny, kind of hot, and follow me on Twitter. So your fault.
Yeah.
You fumbled.
Lorex follows up the clip by saying, "These guys have a responding to the drama segment nearly every podcast, man." Leon's Law responds, "It's like 2 aliens talking about their understanding of humans and the internet." A Cheeto quote tweets Lorex and says, "Is iDubbbz doing recreational chemotherapy?" Nicholas Diorio posts the clip and says, "I'm convinced these people live in a constant state of trauma-induced psychosis. It's like in 2019, a fan walked up to Ian and Aniza, yelled N-word F-slur, and self-immolated, forever changing the trajectory of their lives." Jackson says, "I still am genuinely shocked. Bro tanked his whole career for her." Nerd Athletics says, "He is terrified to tell her she's wrong, or should control herself." After all of this, another clip from Aniza's stream went viral, when Comment Cop tweeted it out with the caption, "Aniza Jamha reveals she wanted to quit OnlyFans very early on, but iDubbbz made her continue."
I wanted to quit OF, like, so early on, and Ian was like, "No, you promised 2 years at least. I'm gonna make you stick to it." And I did, and I mean, I still do it, so. Can I say that?
Ian Miles Chung responds by quoting her saying, "And I still do it, so yeah, okay." Lazy Shell responds with this video in the caption, "Always appreciate iDubbbz's good work ethic and stick-to-itiveness." Comment Cop responds, "You are quick for a lazy shell." Sensitive Society says, "I wonder, is all this bait to get us making videos on her?" Repsion says, "If she is being truthful, damn, he's a piece of shit." Muscles McSextington says, "So the guy that took your last name in marriage is controlling you? Are we going with that?" The Ebony Maw says, "Not sure how trustworthy she is, but if this is true, and I think it is at least plausible, then iDubbbz is an even bigger piece of shit than I thought." Porika responds to Ma by saying, "Wait, did they break up? Oh my god." Ma responds, "No, I don't think so." Aniza blames and shits on Ian all the time. This isn't new, lol. Lex Absurdum responds to Ma by saying, "I remember iDubbbz posturing like it was only her idea, and he had zero influence on her decision." The Last Godzilla replies to Ma's tweet by saying, "I'm more inclined to believe she regrets OnlyFans now, and is just trying to shift blame. But at this point, nothing about iDubbbz would surprise me anymore." Lemon responds to Ma by saying, "No way in hell looking at the relationship dynamic did he force her to stay. She runs him like a little puppy." Cactus retweets the clip of Aniza wanting to quit OnlyFans by saying, "Forcing your wife to continue sex work, but wokely." Hoko Notism quote tweets the clip and says, "iDubbbz burned his career to the ground for a woman that accused him of forcing her to be a prostitute. Aniza might legit replace Yoko Ono for the worst possible choice in life." Kusi Costanza quote tweets the clip and says, "When all of this starts falling apart and you start getting the rise and fall of iDubbbz shit, please remember there was a hot minute over a year ago where people like Critical got fucking hounded by his audience for raising a single questioning eyebrow towards his statements." Ghostbeat responds by saying, "That situation was crazy," to which Kusi Costana responds, "He never has to make apologies and yet his comment section was just swarmed on YouTube, not just Twitter, because he said, dude, the videos weren't that bad. Everyone came out with their stories of racial abuse because iDubbbz made the N-word cool." If you want to learn more about that situation in particular, I have a video I made about it when it happened that you can check out after this one. But moving on, Crabra Hammer says, "Honestly, I'd bet on this being a lie by Aniza intended to sow the seeds of justification for when she eventually dumps him, and I for sure have no sympathy for him either way. They are both awful people who deserve each other, that's for sure." Haglover 3000 says, "All he said were iDubbbz vids weren't intended to be racist. Apparently he was wrong despite being absolutely right." Stars and Tigers says, "Do you one better and remember when everyone saw this and said, it was growth and maturity." So after all of this, of course there was a ton of commentary videos made about this, including my full reaction over on my opinions channel, and in response to all of this, Aniza criticized these commentary videos in this stream clip once again shared by Beazle on Twitter with the caption, "Aniza says faceless content creators are forced to make hate videos to stay relevant."
Sad for content creators like that, because especially the ones that don't have their face showing or anything, because they're basically on a treadmill where they have to continuously make videos like that for anybody to care. And then as soon as they stop making videos like that, they're just fucked. And even if they do continue, like, people lose interest. It's really hard to keep people's attention on your hate channel when there's like a dime a dozen doing the same thing. And I don't know, there's not, you really pigeonhole yourself like heavily. And I think you like figure out probably like halfway through your career that it's not fulfilling, or it's not like a good business plan. And then you're just left with, I don't know, like, how do you even pivot out of that? Yes, they have to make videos and try to give their original take. Yeah. Yeah, their original take is yeah. Loosely. It's all it's the same. Because if you do actually give an take and it's not like the agreed upon, like, you know, consensus of that group, then you'll get lambasted.
The person she was referencing in that clip, Connor, who runs the YouTube channel X8, quote tweets Beazle and says, "Aniza owns and BTFOs me twice in a row. First by tricking the whole community into covering her meltdown, then now calling me out for being faceless, and saying I'm secretly really mad. I'm dead." Lorex reacts to the clip by saying, "100 years of Aniza content!" Sensitive Society says, damn, she really called me out here. Sorry in advance for falling off, guys. So Aniza did end up responding to one of the commentators on Twitter when she tweeted out a picture of Keemstar doing a live stream on her and captioned it by saying, they immediately made this members only after it went live, but I heard it was an absolute cringe fest, and oh boy, what she heard is not wrong in the slightest. I didn't see the members only version because I'd have to pay to watch it, but the edited version of this podcast is just the most brain dead thing I've ever seen.
Do you know what I'm holding right here, Keemstar?
What is
Do you know what this is?
What is it?
That's a shot. That's a
Yep, that's
pregnancy
$1,100
test.
worth of medication.
I would like to take a little bit of credit for working my ass off and making this thing happen. iDubbbz, you know, the content cop, you know, has had a rough couple years. He's turned very woke. Long story short, like when it came to Creator Clash, which is iDubbbz and his wife's, Tommy, you want to fill in the gaps on the overall story here?
It actually goes all the way to Froggy Fresh. Froggy was going to be fighting, that grifter. What's his name? Froggy goes back, well, if I lose, you got to buy, what is it? You got to buy me Anissa's OnlyFans. That was it, correct?
Yeah.
Froggy, back me up.
Somebody on here said it best. They're like, that whole podcast is his wife talking and iDubbbz being like,
Yeah.
Even to the point where
Yeah.
had to like address it. Some people would say that.
Yeah.
I said some
That's
people
true, you did. I
would
do
say
remember that.
because
That's true. I do remember that. By the way, everything he's doing and saying is what I do with my girlfriend when she's yapping, or what Boogie does, or what Tommy does, or what Wings does, or what any man does when their fucking woman is yapping. Yeah. My girlfriend will go off. You don't listen to a thing I say. No shit, bro. You never shut up. Like, that's like typical man-wife relationship. Now this dude's putting this on the fucking internet to watch. Let his wife just yap and him go, yeah. Like, this is fucking embarrassing.
So after Keemstar embarrassed Aniza and Ian by showing that Aniza talks on her shared podcast with iDubbbz, Oleyemi responds to Aniza sharing this Keemstar stream by saying, I hate the way people don't leave you the fuck alone. Aniza responds, it's insane how bothered people are. Super Eric 2 responds to Aniza by saying, this man is 42 years old running drama channels. Of course it was cringe. Aniza responds, literally divorced dads. Dazai says, not gonna lie, you got cooked. Aniza quote tweets him and says, me when I lie. Objectively, all of the men on that podcast have bigger issues than me, that they refuse to face. Nothing they can say about 99% of the population would be valid. Urban2 Gaming responds by saying, I can't wait for Keemstar to fade into obscurity. I'm surprised it's taken this long. Aniza responds, it's already happening to be honest. He just rears his ugly head every once in a while and gets lucky. The lolcow Live Twitter account shows Aniza's tweet and says, iDubbbz's wife becomes a lolcow Live member. Keemstar then tweets about her by showing this image with the caption, iDubbbz's wife cycle. Cry about criticism. Get backlash. Play victim and cry more about criticism. Cry about criticism, and then it just keeps looping. Keemstar then shows that he got blocked by Aniza and says, criticism rejected. And now we have our final viral Aniza clip to talk about. This one, again, coming from Beazle, who posts it with the caption, Aniza came back to streaming today and immediately started talking about Ian's irritated bowel syndrome. Her evil knows no bounds.
As soon as gluten enters his system, any gluten, his body thinks that he's like it's a something bad. It attacks it, and so his intestines and stomach get inflamed. So when it's just not, he's not regular, right? Everything's like very not regular. Like, he was going to the bathroom 3 times a day. So, and that's just with the gluten. But if he has gluten and then has dairy with it, that's a problem. That's when it becomes very obvious. Or if he has gluten and he has alcohol, that's a problem.
Fugitive responds by saying, why does she talk about him like you would a pet animal? Shadow Dingo shares this gif with the caption, Ian on the toilet right now. Ardino shares this gif and says, me when I'm in a disregarding my significant other competition and my opponent is Aniza. Urugarian says, Imagine throwing your life and career away for this. Sonic AIDS responds with a picture of the demon bride from Smiling Friends, World War II in Japan, and went on to create iconic performance art pre-John Lennon. She was hated for not fitting into the expected norm for a famous man's wife. It's not an insult to compare me to her. It's actually my favorite insult that I receive. It only makes me sad because it's unfair to her. She's an extremely brave and strong woman who is reduced to her relationship. I will always give her her flowers. Widowditz responds to Aniza by saying, I don't know if screaming into a microphone is iconic. Aniza responds, it is because you are referencing it. Leopold responds to Aniza by saying, I think you are confusing iconic for infamous. DeGrumpo responds to Aniza by saying, I think iDubbbz and you should just focus on what you are good at when it comes to content creation, and try to naturally create a new audience rather than replying to hate comments. You guys are only becoming punching bags by keeping giving them attention. Aniza responds, oh no! People will keep saying the same 3 copy-paste comments to me. Whatever will I do? DeGrumpo responds, what? I'm just saying, what do you realistically expect the outcome to be when replying to hate comments? That's only gonna make the situation worse. YouTubers like H3, who shared some of the same audience as iDubbbz, was able to stay as popular by naturally creating new fans. Aniza responds, H3 is not a good example for not responding to stupid people saying stupid things, I fear. DeGrumpo responds, H3 does not give them as much attention as you two though. You have a show called She Ruined My Career. Don't beat yourselves down 24/7. You can make jokes about the hate, sure, but don't give it that much priority on your lives. I'm not even trying to be mean or anything. Grimslist responds, even when you were giving her advice, she gets mad, lol. Malcolm X says, identifying with Oko Ono is massive self-felt a cope and an L. Well done, Greasy Ono. Arget Lamb responds to Aniza by saying, yeah, she's incredibly brave, and then attaches this video of Yoko Ono screaming during a performance.
He used to carry his guitar in a gunny sack, posted beneath the tree by the railroad track. Old engineer with him, sitting in the shed. Go, go! Oh, Johnny, go, go, go! Oh, Johnny, go, go, go!
Aniza responds by saying, that was probably one of her most iconic performance art pieces, hence why you are linking it. Argetlem responds by saying, ruining a great performance by 2 of the best performers of all time isn't art. It's selfish. Aniza responds, it's art because you are feeling something. It's making you think and express things. Art can be selfish. Smokey McC responds to Aniza by saying, yes it is. Yoko fucking sucked. Connor quote tweets Aniza and says, she just copes more and more every day. She unironically in the comments saying her meltdown is art because people are talking about it. I guess you and Chris Chan are on the same level now. Connor then shows that response from Widiot that Aniza responded to earlier and captions it by saying, I'm an icon for melting down and being laughed at. How is this not literally just openly self-declaring yourself as a lolcow? Larix responds to Aniza by saying, we are reaching new stratospheres of cope that have never been seen before. Nicholas Diorio shows Aniza's tweet and says, how many times do you think this person's therapist has heard the name Bo Blacks, laughing my ass off? Space Ghost responds by saying, why bother acknowledging that she's 100% historically accurate and has never done anything wrong to anyone when you can get free clicks for dogpiling a woman for existing? Nicholas responds, I mean, she's a pretty insufferable person that doesn't really belong online. But Aniza should invest in some free clicks though. She needs every click she can get with her whole failed charity boxing event. Space Ghost responds, you've done way worse, and you are way more insufferable because of that. Holier than thou shit like this makes you look pathetic. XOXOXOXOXOXO then responds by showing that Space Ghost is followed by iDubbbz. I end up putting a like on this tweet, and then because of that, Space Ghost responds to EXO by saying, blowbacks can eat my hairy asshole. She then unprompted makes a tweet of her own directly at me to say, Boblack's painstakingly scrolling through every thread to find the one that doesn't agree with you is hilarious. Insecure much? And dude, I just responded like, how any normal person would seeing this. Like, what the hell is her problem? I attempt to figure that out over on my opinions channel, Mayo Monkey. So if you want to learn more about that, and trust me, you will, be sure to click the end card or the link in the description below. But as for this video, we just have one more tweet to go over, which is Aniza saying, "I'd like to apologize to people who follow me on here for my tweets over the past few days. I don't want my content to center around responding to things that shouldn't take up anyone's brain space, especially in the world we are in today. It just isn't good for anyone," says the person who has a podcast titled "She Ruined My Career," where you unprompted talk about commentary videos made on you over a year ago. I don't know. You guys probably know what I think about all of this. I would love to hear what you guys think about all of this in the comment section below. Subscribe to keep up to date with all this Twitter drama. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video.